Welcome to Mrs. Peach Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here today. Today is a glimpse of my life. It's episode 22. If you haven't watched any of these and you think you might enjoy it, go back to my playlist and you can watch all of them. And I was just thinking, you really don't need to watch. Sometimes if you want to turn it on and just listen to all of them, that's good. Once in a while I put a little writing in or a little picture, but not as a rule. I don't. So I hope you will like and subscribe and share if you know somebody that would like this, and keep on coming back. On my last video, I told you about me finding out I was pregnant. I was 40 years old. My hubby was 48. And here we were having a baby. And I also told you about my husband having a heart attack and also getting healed. You can go back and watch that and get caught up as much as you like. Okay? I felt good during this time. I didn't have any problems. Remember, I was 4 months pregnant when I found out I was pregnant. I had a lot of signs, but I didn't attribute it to being pregnant. You know, I thought I was just going to go through the change early, like my grandmother had. So during my pregnancy, I have Rh negative blood. Used to, whenever I had my other children many years ago, 20 plus years ago at that time, go and get a blood test every month. So as time progressed, whenever I was pregnant with Josh, my youngest, they had improved it, so I didn't have to have a test. I had one at the beginning and then a comparison near the end. I really liked my OBGYN doctor that I had. My daughter had given birth the year before. My grandson is 11 months older than my son. We had gotten to know him, and it was really nice to get to go to the same doctor. I have to say, this birth was the easiest I had. None of them was really, really hard. At the time you think you're going to die, but later on you forget all about that. But Josh was the easiest, and he was my smallest. Weighing in, he was a little over 6 pounds. I had taken time off with my daycare for just a little while, and soon I was back to having my daycare. We was enjoying our son so very much. His daddy was a hands-on daddy. He would diaper that baby just like me. He didn't have a problem with it. Get up in the middle of the night, because I nursed him, so he was very close to us all the time. When Josh was about 8 months old, we had our tent trailer, so we took a trip up to Washington, camped along the way, and went to Jesus Northwest. Have you ever heard of that? I don't think they have it now. It was in the north. I think sometimes it would be in California, but it was in Washington at that time. And we parked I think it was in their parking lot, a tent trailer and camper and everything else was there. And all of the different bands, Christian bands, was there. And oh my goodness, was that such an awesome time. We enjoyed it so much. And of course, we had the stroller for Josh. Daddy carried him on the back. Many times people would say, "Is that your grandson?" And we'd say, "No, that's our son." And then they would feel embarrassed because they had asked us something like that. And would say, "Don't feel bad. We have a grandson older than him." We had a lot of fun with that. And they were buddies. They really loved each other a lot and played together really good. We had a family reunion during that time, Richard's family coming to our house. Our home is not really, really gigantic big. It's kind of small, and our yard's kind of small, but when you have love there, it's fun to have. Had some of his aunts and uncles there, and his I think all of his sisters, maybe one of them didn't get to come that lived in Oklahoma, but the rest of them was there, and some of the cousins, and we just had such an awesome time. We ended up selling our tent trailer and decided to move up to something a little bigger. So we got us a motorhome. It was used. We'd either go up in the hills for camping, or we would go to Fort Bragg. Those were our big main places to go. Now, I have to tell you, I like to camp, but not as well as my husband did. I was very thankful to have my stove in my camper. I was very thankful to have my comfortable bed to sleep in, not on the ground. When I was growing up, we never did go camping. I think I've told you that we would go to our church camp meeting, and we had little rustic cabins we would stay in. So we've done that quite a few times, but I don't remember in my whole life my daddy ever taken us camping. When Josh was about 3, and we had our new, to us, it was old, motorhome. I can't even tell you what kind it was, but we decided that for our family reunion in Oklahoma that I've mentioned many times on my videos, that we would take it to Oklahoma from California, and my mom and dad would go with us, and we would just kind of share the cost of all of it, and everybody had a good sleeping place to sleep. And so we was off to Oklahoma. We decided to go the northern route, and that was through Denver, you know, those mile high city, and that motorhome just barely made it up some of those hills and mountains. We did think it was bad gas at one time, and then another time we had to have some work done on it. I don't remember it being really expensive, but and then when we got to Oklahoma, of course, we had a wonderful time, and we parked our motorhome in my uncle's yard, and we was neighbors with the cows. Right next to us, right across the fence, was their cow pasture, and that was fun. Josh had a ball just playing and running around that country living there. Then again, Richard was the only driver. You know, I would sit there with him and keep him company and different ones, but he was our only driver. On our way back, we went the southern route and went up to high in the mountains of Arizona to meet our sister and brother-in-law, Richard's sister, Evelyn. And we met them. It was really high. I think it was over 7,000 feet. Could have been higher. But I don't remember that being so good on our, it didn't feel good, the height of it all. Maybe the ones that live in that high altitude would feel different, but it seemed to do something to our breathing. That was a wonderful trip that we had there. Our Josh enjoying his aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpa, and all the attention that he got. Somewhere during that time, Gordon and Lynn, our son and daughter-in-law here, they had their precious little son, Jordan. And so then we had another grandson, and soon we'd have more along the way. I'll stop there. I don't even know how long this is, and it's hard to know where the stopping place is, but I hope you've enjoyed this. We just had a great life living, doing what we did. Richard always working, me having my daycare, us having our wonderful little son, and you know, still life wasn't a bed of roses. There's always something going on. Taking care of your house and your yard and your daycare and of course, we always went to church, serving the Lord. That was our big thing. We always read to Josh Bible stories, told him about Jesus, and was in church all the time. Hope you enjoyed this a little bit. I pray God will bless you, and you'll come back next time. Be sure and check my playlist out. This is not the only thing I do. I have so many other things I do on my video channel. I need to get back to doing some more of the piano. Hopefully they didn't have a commercial in there. I didn't even look. So if they did, I'll have to do something different or whatever. But Thank you for coming. God bless you. Like, subscribe, share, and come back again.